Hey everybody, how are you? Okay, well, first thing that's coming to mind as I'm beginning this video is to keep in mind to not judge one another in these times. We all need to be trying our best to meet people where they're at. So, one of my favorite quotes I've heard is it's not about seeing through others, but seeing others through. So I know some people that are a bit on their high horse right now, and they're thinking, and they're just critically looking at other people, um, snubbing them or, just finding whatever fault they can with them for whatever reason. But I think that we need to be conscientious of doing that because our ascension depends on it. And we need to make a conscientious effort to be balancing out that duality within us. Because when we judge somebody else, it means that there's something we don't like about us. So we're trying to love ourselves more completely so that we can then love others more completely, you know? So I just wanted to put that reminder out there in case you're finding that you might be judging a situation or a person. It could be your divine masculine if you have a true love. But whatever the case, have compassion. Also, when you're in a tower moment, God's reminding us to listen to spirit and not logic. So sometimes when you are afraid of what something might mean, like what's going to happen, kind of what's next kind of feeling, and you've got your guard up a bit, you might be inundated with all these signs about what to do about it. You might be given all the answers. You might even quiet your mind and meditate and get the answer, but you still want to control it as a human being. Well, that phrase is no longer relevant, but because we know the Nefarians use that in a bad way. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. As people with egos, males and females with egos. Lordy, the learning curve. So yeah, just really listen to spirit. Just trust me and try it sometime when you're really freaking out and you're really panicked or something's really getting you and getting you triggered. Instead of listening to this to get you through it, say, spirit, what do you want me to do? What should I do? And even if it sounds completely asinine, you know, do what spirit says and see what happens. You'll be blown away. You'll be really blown away. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to address was the CERN video that I put out yesterday. One of the things about that CERN, okay, so it started in this is how you listen to spiritual guidance and you follow the promptings of spirit and you get divinely guided as you go. I was watching a video, I think it was the something guru, the Amish guy. Uh, so he was doing some kind of video and he just very just kind of was looking. I don't even think he was looking at the camera. He was just looking down at something. And he goes, the poles are shifting. I'm surprised nobody's even talking about that. you know, for some reason that grabbed my attention, and I was like, pole shifting, pole shifting. I don't remember what was said about pole shifting. So I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's the thing that's supposed to cause flooding and stuff. So, then because I felt pulled to it, because I felt very curious about it. And that's the other thing we need to be right now. Instead of judging people or jumping to conclusions about anybody or anything for that matter, ask a lot of questions. Just get to the heart of the matter. So I became really interested in the subject of pole shifting. And I found out that CERN, was some energy that was causing this to happen and whatnot. So I recorded this one video before I knew about CERN. Okay. I recorded a video for you guys on my website, and it's not up there yet, but it will be soon. But I put this video out, and the video talked about there being kind of an energy being directed at, what did I refer to it as? I thought it was like weather manipulation or something, but I knew that there was some kind of an energy being directed at it. And I said, it's the energy controlling it. It's not the earth doing it naturally. It's energy being directed at it. And then I said, it may have involved the black magic or something like that. And it felt like the white hats they knew about it and they were doing something about it, but they didn't have a complete handle on it. And then I predicted that, like, I think I said something about like about 60% of what was predicted is a possibility for us, but that it depended on what dimension we're in. It depended on what timeline we're on as to how severe it would be, kind of thing. So then I learned, so this is what starts to happen is when something is divinely guided and it's purposeful, and you feel really drawn to it, like, I got to do something about this. The first thing you're going to feel is like taking action. I don't know what to do, but I need to do something about this. If there's something I can do to help, which that takes us also out of victim mentality. If there's anything that ever concerns you, alarms you, gives you anxiety, anything like that, it's good to say, God, show me the steps. Thank you so much for lighting my path. Thank you so much for giving me the solutions to this. And thank you so much for helping me. If you can get actively engaged in something that will help it'll alleviate some of that anxiety. And it's also, instead of just complaining about things, do something about it. Ask questions, clarify, do that, just get involved instead of like being a hermit, pushing everything away that's unfamiliar to you, kind of thing, So, I knew it was something purposeful for me, something I needed to do, and I didn't know what. So I just put it out there. God, show me what to do, how to do it. Just, use my body and my hands, and just tell me what I need to do. So I got flooded with information. I got it from like so many different directions, in terms of like synchronicities coming through, people sending me things. And it just started, like, I felt pretty inundated. So I could tell when that happens, you're on it, that's your confirmation. You're on it because it's flooding you. So I was on it, and it's urgent. If you're getting messages that much, if you're getting like inundated from every direction, somebody says this, that was sent to you, you see the subject over here in an email, then you turn on a show, and then there's something over to the side that says exactly what the answer is, and you just follow that path. And that's exactly what I did with that video. And in fact, you can tell it was on a Sunday, on a day off. My hair was not done. My makeup was not on. I didn't care what I looked like. I was following God. And that's what happens when you're divinely inspired, when you're taking inspired action. And that's what it feels like. You feel excited. You feel inspired. You're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. So, and then I was going to say, somebody said underneath the video, they made a comment about, well, CERN was already taken care of a year ago, according to all the truthers, And I said, okay, but first of all, who's to say the truthers know anything? Or who's to say they're not fed information? That those guys are given a pipeline of information, just like the MSM are, just FYI. That's why you got to be really, really careful. Back when we discovered that there was snake drippings, fang drippings in our water, trying to be careful here. All the truthers totally put the ixnay on that. They were all like, oh, no, that's impossible. You gotta do that. That's ridiculous. Blah, blah, blah. Guess who told them to say that? Those guys are just parrots, just like the MSM, a lot of them. So if I were you, I would always pay attention and give precedence and give more importance to anybody who's channeling, that has a pure heart. That needs to be first and foremost. Those people are the credible ones. Those are the ones who, they are coming from a pure place. They're not getting fed by some pipeline. I don't get any information. Nobody sends me anything. I mean, every once in a while I get something, but usually when it comes to me, it's because I need to see it. It's got some kind of relevant information for what I'm going through or whatnot. It's usually a sign, synchronicity, or confirmation of something I'm already into. So, but I'm not being told what to say by any way, shape, or form, except by God, by spirit. So don't listen to truthers unless it truly resonates for you and you really feel like, because I felt like they might have said that to get people to relax about it, because I think the white hats were trying to work on it and they didn't know, didn't have a handle on it. And here's why I think that is because after I did that video, which I feel absolutely shifted something huge, because if you guys watch that video, approximately 18 minutes in, the power goes out, or the light like totally flickered big time and set off a power surge alarm. And it's like raining really loud and you can totally hear it right now. It's kind of cool. So, yeah, and I had a few people report also, by the way, a few reports saying that somebody's lights went out or that they flickered also at the same time, approximately where the sun card came out in the deck, as confirmation. Look for that kind of stuff, guys, because that's how spirit is telling you this is true. This is right. She's on it. She's got it. That needed to happen. We urgently placed that on her heart to help right now. And so, yeah, somebody even had their TV turned off and it had come unplugged. And right at that moment, it like startled her. She looked over and she's like, oh my gosh. So, we got lots of confirmation about that. Lots of confirmation. And, along those lines of like receiving confirmation and whatnot, and we're talking about being divinely inspired and letting spirit lead us and all this kind of stuff. I was trying to pay somebody something the other day, and I knew the person was in a real lack mentality. And I was trying to pay them, trying to pay them. And it kept like getting rejected. And so that I'd try something else and it would get rejected, tried another and it would get rejected. I'm like, oh, and I said, God, could you please remove their lack blockage that's keeping me from sending the money? And the second I said that, my garage door flew open. It's like the doors are open now. And then then I got notified, your payment went through. And I was like, awesome. That's how it should be though. That's how it should be. It's just like we're constantly co-creating with the universe, constantly. So be paying attention to all of that around you. So what else did I want to talk about? Yeah, even Sam the Illusionist, another channeler, another pure-hearted channeler, picked up on CERN being a 95% chance of still happening 2 months ago. Right? So, and I listened to him before I did the CERN talk. I think maybe that he's the one who mentions, I don't know who's mentioned CERN, but maybe it was Sam. I don't know. So, I felt into it this morning, and I know we need about, or at least before the talk or whatever, we needed about 200 people to enlighten in order to shift this situation, the pull shift, to stop all the disaster. And I felt into it this morning, and we're at like 110 people who are enlightened on the planet right now. So we need more. We need to almost double it. Not that I feel like we shifted it yesterday, big time. Yeah, it's done. We don't need that, but if more people could strive to be in an enlightened state, or at least very present in the moment, being the observer as much as possible during these times, the better off you're going to be, the more protected you're going to feel, the more safe you're going to feel, and all of that. So not only does it have the potential to seal the deal for keeping our planet alive and well, but it'll also, it'll do so much more for you. And this is the other thing God's trying to teach us too right now is do not lean on your own logic, and I already said this, I know, but in so many different ways we default to, like, some people will be, oh, I just know that we're safe. I just know that we're safe and we're okay. And it's like, okay, tune into spirit and see what spirit is saying. Because maybe there's something you can actually do about it. Maybe there's an action you can take. And as long as you're doing this and putting your blinders on and don't want to see it, and you can't be part of it. And imagine how you would feel if it actually happened. Oh, I could have done something about it. I could have prayed for it. I could have, done some drumming, or I could have, like I said in that video yesterday, if you haven't seen it, I just reiterate how powerful you are, that you're like, yeah, I don't want to say it, Nuke. We are each have enough energy in us, in our cells, to be one of those. And the Nefarians know that. And so that's why they've tried to dumb us down for so long, but it's time to get our power back. It's time to realize the incredible co-creators we are. Okay, so I listened to Crystal Tini live this morning. She said a couple cool quotes about manifesting. And I don't remember who she got that from or anything. I totally missed that part. But listen to this. Truth depends on the intensity of your imagination. You create truth. So when you're wanting something, feel it as real as possible. Be very excited, very relieved, very happy, very, whatever it is, just really, really feel it 100%. Yeah. So, and then dwell on a state of a wish fulfilled. That's basically know that it's all given to you. Live as if it's all given to you already. Know that it's your truth, that's your truth, and you're going to be manifesting that. So, and I have a manifestation video that I just put out also a couple days ago that you could watch if you want to know how to manifest really well, because there's a certain amount of certainty you need to have. You got to really feel it, and then you got to let it go, and then stay in that vibration of receiving it. Oh, I'm so grateful. Oh, I'm so glad. And then just stay in that state. And if you get rocked off your center, then you can go back and do it again and reiterate it. But not from a place of worry, but from a place of, I've misaligned here. I recognize it. So let me go enforce my belief, enforce it, get back lined up with it. And then you'll feel, again, you'll feel great again. And you go forward again. But it's natural for our egos to jump in there and, cause us to get off track. That's why we need to practice not listening to the ego and meditating every day, so the ego doesn't lead you astray. Okay, so I'm pulling a card on goddesses, gods, and guardians. Who is looking out for us right now? Who's helping us with all this right now? King Neptune, sensitivity. Okay. Drawing this card confirms what you already know. You're incredibly sensitive to emotional and psychic energies. That's funny. Most likely you've had to numb yourself to the harsh, closed-off consciousness of the modern world, as it doesn't understand or value the way you are. You may have previously lived in Lemuria and are now bringing crystalline qualities of empathy, heart chakra healing, and sensitivity to Earth. Your Lemurian soul is expert at reading emotions and taking the psychic temperature of any room. You sense every undercurrent, especially what's not being openly expressed. Being in crowds and highly stimulating environments can be challenging. You need beauty and art, romance, lyrical music, serenity, the ocean, nature, crystals, animals, and people who are open to the spirit world. You like tenderness, softness, and gentleness, especially in relationships. Doesn't this sound like a singles ad? I'm all of that. If you've been numbing yourself with addictive substances, unhealthy relationships, or overworking, for example, ask King Neptune for help. Embracing vulnerability is a key for you in this lifetime. You may unconsciously sabotage wonderful experiences and relationships because of an old fear of being emotionally exposed. King Neptune says it's safe to let others into your heart. Your sensitivity is a gift. Rather than shutting off your soft heart, make friends with your Lemurian light. Additional meanings. You're a Lemurian light worker. Take steps to reconnect with your soul's experiences in Lemuria. Connect with crystals for healing purposes, and have an open-hearted conversation with someone. An invocation is, my sensitivity is a spiritual gift. It's safe to be vulnerable. So I feel like doing a blissing on that for addictions, to help anybody with addictions. Could be even addicted to fear, you know, whatever you might be obsessing over, or, you know, running to do because you're nervous or worried about something. So we're just going to cover all bases with that. Hapama'ana shishina taike la sanse he ekens. Shishi paha ma'ahi ken. Hala sanse piemo uma ana haike e la haike ens. Shishi la hosan sapina poma ala ke etante. Shishi hit la oson sansa shi. Hala het tantaike hipum. Ha ahama ama ana. Ha shishin ke he ela. Het san se she he eke la pum pum on. Ha la sense she he la ke is. Okay. I'm also muting people that are like naysayers or sabotagers that are trying to get in your way of succeeding as well. You know, there's no worse feeling. Well, there are lots of bad feelings, but it feels pretty awful when you're trying to do good for yourself and you're trying to get over an addiction, or you're trying to, you know, you're really trying to do your very best, and you feel kind of victimized by either life or by other people around you who are trying to make it even harder, or you think they are. But just remember to do my thank you, God, for my misery exercise, to take yourself out of that victim mentality, because the victim mentality is only going to draw in more uncomfortable or unhealthy situations that are going to make you feel more victimized again, all over again. So always correct your vibration if you're not feeling great. Okay. Perception, Mary Magdalene card. Perception. Okay, it always astonishes me how right on her deck is. I mean, it's pretty freaking amazing. Okay. Perception. Beware. Someone you were attracted to has a tendency to use others to fill their own void. To some extent, this is true of most relationships. However, in this particular case, the void wanting to be filled is insatiable. Nothing you say or do will ever be enough, so tread carefully. Don't allow yourself to be drawn into other people's problems. All is not the way it's presented. Use your intuition and your natural instincts. In spite of its problems, a valuable lesson will be derived from this relationship as you realize that we are each responsible for our own well-being. Taking one another's emotional baggage is of help to no one. So remain emotionally detached and use your sixth sense. So how much is she in Taike? Yeah, it's all, I feel like some of you also need to teach somebody to fish rather than giving them their fish. So you can be looking out for somebody in your life, but always make sure that they can stand on their own 2 feet without you. Don't cause anybody to be dependent on you. And if they start getting dependent on you, it's time to assert some boundaries and say no. So I think that that's, could be a reminder, or it could be like, if you're stuck in that, you need to get yourself out of that situation, because it's a toxic relationship that will only take you down and lower your vibration and not enable you to fly free to do the things that you desire to do in life. I feel like pulling a couple of spirit cards. I was going to say, for some reason. I say that in quotes. And that's the other thing too. It's like, I wanted to move on and do the readings now, but I felt drawn to, and my head kept going over toward those spirit cards. So that's how you listen to spirit, and you actually take action on that. And sometimes it's very, very subtle. A thought might just cross your mind that's very, very soft. And you may not even, like, the normal person would just be like brushing their hair, and the thought just comes across and they don't even pay any attention to it at all. But you got to train yourself to pay attention to the slightest, tiniest little thought that crosses your mind. Because if you start acting on those divinely inspired notions or those thoughts, and you go, whoa, wait a minute, I saw that. What was that about? And you pull more information in. That's where you start living with God in a way. Like you start truly being led in an incredible, miraculous way. Okay, so maybe in that situation we were just talking about, no one is to blame. You just see what the advantages and benefits are from where you are and go from there. That's the thank you, God, for my misery exercise. They're reiterating to do that. Okay, so don't be a victim. Nobody's to blame. You both got yourself into that situation. So now you got to just look at the advantages and benefits and get there. You're on the right path to making your dreams come true. So stay on that path and don't let anybody else sway you off that path with their own insecurities, their own fears. You're not responsible for fixing anybody. They need to fix themselves. A setback is just a chance to regroup and get creative. You might even come up with a better plan as a result. Embrace this opportunity and try to see things through new eyes. And we had that perception card. Change your perception about a situation. And any kind of setback is just, if you feel like you're getting all kinds of tower moments or like setbacks and things, it's a really good time to reassess and really reevaluate who you are, what you stand for, and any adjustments you might make. It's all about life trying to get you even more aligned with yourself. Think about all the different activities that you do throughout the day or in your evening, or the way your relationships with friends, or the way that you work with money, or the way that you would ever do look through every aspect of your life and ask yourself, is that truly aligned with me? Is that, if you have a channel, is that truly what I want to be speaking about and talking about and doing? Is that with your coworkers or your friends? Like, are those people actually lifting me up? Do they make me feel good about myself? Do they have my back? Do I feel like they understand me? The situation is just coming back around so you can choose differently and pass this test. You have evolved past this. You just need to own it. So remind yourself, I am not that person of the past. I am new, and I can be whoever I want to be right now. And I have a fresh, clean slate. I don't even have to have my addiction anymore. I don't even have to have, nothing that defined me yesterday has to define me today. I can be a whole different person right now, And yes, a move or a trip would do you a world of good. So maybe you were thinking about taking a trip or making a move. You're getting the green light there. Please just let go. You're clinging too tightly to what you want as if it's eluding you. This is only pushing it away. Have faith it's coming, because it is. So again, with that manifestation, you don't want to be manifesting in a state of, oh, please, please. That's why you don't say, God, please help me get better, or please help me. It's like begging, and it's an energy of, you're not going to give it to me. I don't think you're going to give it to me, so I'm going to beg. You really want to be like, thank you, God, so much for giving me these solutions. Thank you, God, so much for giving me great health. I'm so appreciative of how supported I feel. So you have to get in the vibration of it as if it's already happened. And what was that other thing that was said earlier? That was kind of cool, but like that. Okay. Which perspective or option feels good or gives you relief? Choose that one. Do the thing that will bring relief. And remember that you're only being given one step at a time, because if you knew all that was coming, it would overwhelm you in a good way. Please just trust us to guide you. You don't need all the answers right now. Okay. Oh, yeah. And back to the judgment thing. Whatever you're seeing in another, see that it's also in you, both the good and the bad. See only you, and you'll find inner peace. Yeah, see only you and not the differences between you, and you'll find the peace. So find the common ground with everybody that you encounter. Strive to see people through, not see through people. Okay. Okay. I just said that. Sheep. Hi, Amy. Oh, it's 5508. 5508. My husband and I are really struggling in our relationship right now. This is the short version. He's been neglecting the relationship for far too long, putting us on the back burner. I now have major resentment towards him. I also feel mentally he is stuck too within 3D thinking. Can you please remove any dark energy or give balance to his thinking? Also, I need to remove the resentment and anger I have towards him. Okay. So definitely sounds like you need to do the thank you, God, for my misery exercise on every aspect of that relationship. Thank you, God, that he's really lazy about our relationship, and list all the benefits and advantages as to why that is perfect for you right now. Then you say, thank you, God, that we haven't had sex in months, right? All the benefits and advantages as to why that's perfect for you right now. Go watch the video. Thank you, God, for my misery here. Or I think I actually have it in my videos tab on the website if you want to go looking for it there. You could also look at it from like all the things like what hasn't happened because of this. Thank you, God, that we haven't been on vacation in years. Write down the benefits and advantages to that. Like look at it from all these different angles as to all the things that you're upset about. Hey, please don't do that. That's not a thing that you scratch on, honey. Thank you. Okay. So in terms of the dark energy, I can't do energy work on somebody who doesn't permit it. So, but I can look into the situation and see what I can do and see what's in his. I don't ever go against somebody's free will. So let me just see what I can do, though, to help the situation. Maybe I can help you understand things from his perspective, too. So let me see what Spirit wants to tell us about this. He feels a little bit beat down. Like he's been almost like berated with insults and put downs. And he feels a bit like why would I want to give back to that? After how I'm treated. So both of you have that kind of resentment going on. How much is she not and say she doesn't listen to me anyway, he just said. She doesn't listen to me. So there may be ways that you might be projecting on him, thinking he's doing it to you, but you're the one doing it to him. I had to realize that one time too. In one of my marriages I'd been in for a long time, I used to constantly see him as the problem and pick on him all the time and tell him, you should be doing more. You should be doing more. And then it was well after our divorce, many years later, that it started to dawn on me what I had done to him. I had no clue. So I would say that doing Byron Katie's work would be really helpful. If you go to thework.org or thework.com, one of those, get one of her books and start to learn how to do it. I teach you a really great way to do her work. if you just look up BYRONKATIE and then my name, and you'll bring up a video where I talk for like, I think 40 something minutes about how to do her work. And that's going to be really helpful to you because it helps make us a lot more self-aware. And we start to catch those types of things like our projection on other people. For those of you who've been doing Byron Katie for a long time and are really good at it, there's a little trick that you can practice in order to make you become more aware in a relationship. And that is, once you've written all of it down, it should always be written. It should never be in your head, you guys. Always, okay? Don't let your ego trick you into just doing some kind of shortcut in your head, because it will not shift you. It will not change your perspective. It will not give you the epiphanies that you need. So you have this written thing out, having done the exercise. And when you're done with it, you imagine being your husband, let's say, in that relationship, and then you go read it out loud to the opposite. So you read it as if it's him talking about you. And that's when things get like, whoa, oh my gosh, he felt the same way about me. I was doing the same thing to him. Oh my, and your just mind gets blown. And you feel closer to your person as a result too, because you're starting to see yourself. So I'm not saying you're to blame. I'm saying that he also has some hurt feelings and feels quite frustrated that there's nothing that he can really do. He feels like he's almost doing you. He knows that there's the option of leaving, but he would rather try to keep the peace. In a way, he's wanting to do that for you. Of course, he's doing it for his own comfort as well. But there's an element of that's the most loving thing that he can do for you right now is stay with you, is what that feels like. She doesn't get me. He just looked kind of sad, and he said she doesn't get me. So I feel like he feels a little emasculated. I don't know which word to use for that, but you know what I mean. Like he doesn't feel respected. And there's so many different components that cause these types of situations where both of you are kind of like back to back looking another direction. I'm not sure. Okay, I have a video. If you can try to find it, it would be really, really, really helpful in your situation. I think it says something like how to be an effective listener. So if you just put in my name and put listen, then the video will pull up. It would be really good for you guys to do that together. And it's not, you can't depend on him doing it for you. It's got to be like you doing it first. But once you start doing it and you're like really making him feel validated, then he has the opportunity to see what that looks like, and he can do it for you as well. But it looks like both of you need to feel heard. Both of you need to feel validated. Can you guys hear that? It's hailing. When it rains, it pours. So how much I feel like some sweet gestures would definitely soften his heart. Holding his hand sometimes just sweetly when you're, just kind of like nudge him. Feel like, I still love you. Do something sweet to kind of warm him up a little bit. Or I feel like even if he's watching TV or something and you would usually be like, oh, he's just ignoring me again. Go sit next to him and cuddle into him and get a blanket and wrap it around you guys. And maybe grab some popcorn, like join him in what he's doing. So do some things to kind of make him think that, oh, whoa, something different is possible right now. I could show up for this. This is kind of cool. And help drop the defenses and get some rapport going again. I did ask if I could lend some energy with a blessing to help you guys become more harmonious and listen to each other and validate each other. I will say this. I get a lot of reports from people who are subscribed to my daily boost, who say the minute they join, their relationships improve in every area. So you might think about that. If you're not already, hopefully you're not a daily booster, because I'd be like, oh man, I guess it's not working for you. But if you're not on there, then I would definitely think about joining, because like I said, I get tons of reports. That's one of the biggest things people report with those, is that all their relationships just immediately start improving. Okay, so hapema ashishin that take hin sase illahu ma'an hipe hipum humama shishin ha la eke not tain ha la shishena eke upa ma'an eke esan seshe la hupumamake ha la san sishin kain. Okay, so I feel like if you do those things, if you do the thank you God for my misery for now, and then you learn Byron Katie's work, I think that the situation could definitely improve. You only need one person making that kind of effort to bring a lot of consciousness to the relationship and shift things. And that would be you, my dear. So anything else she needs to know? I'm going to grab some more spirit cards. Please just let go of trying to control it too much. You're clinging too tightly as if it's eluding you. This is only pushing it away. Have faith it's coming, because it is. So quit trying to force it to happen, or quit doubting that it's going to happen. Just keep affirming. Thank you, God, so much for healing my relationship. Thank you that we've gone to a whole other level. Thank you that it's like meeting somebody brand new. It's so incredible how we now validate each other and understand each other deeply. I just love this profound shift that my relationship has taken. I am so grateful to get to this incredible spot where we are so grateful. Every day we love having dinner together and talking over our day, and we feel so much love and support from each other. Thank you, God, so much for this incredible miracle. Pray for an epiphany so you can gain valuable, beneficial insights, and pray that it be made obvious. It's time to overcome your fear of death. That's interesting. It stands in the way of you living your best life. There's nothing to lose but your ego. So be fearless. So with that, sometimes we don't realize that it's a fear of death that's driving something. Like that's where it helps you become more self-aware to do things like Byron Katie and thank you, God, for my misery, because you realize, oh my gosh, I'm actually just afraid I'm not going to survive this. I'm angry at them because they're not doing enough, because I feel if they don't show up, or if they don't do this in a certain way, then I'm going to be out on the streets, or I'm going to be like, like just fearing, no harm can come to you. No harm can come to you. They want you to know that. And a setback is just a chance to regroup and get creative. You might even come up with a better plan as a result. So don't stick to any kind of plan or anything, any expectations. Just let it roll out like it will. Embrace the opportunity and try to see it through new eyes. Okay. Okay, so 5509 is actually the same person, so we're going to continue with the sheep. I feel very off and kind of down lately, almost like the feeling of a dark cloud over me. I can't seem to shake it. Is there something that needs to be broken off of me? I really need healing for my highest good. Preferably would like to make sure my pineal gland is not blocked. Thank you. Yeah. That's interesting. What is that? Feels like somebody like smothering you with over worry, like a mother. Maybe that's what caused this, and it's like resurfacing right now to purge it once and for all. Look, my mom, I'm okay. I'm independent. I'm an adult now. I can take care of myself. I'll be all right. I can do this myself. So becoming independent of that energy that wants to just kind of glom on, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Kind of thing. People who do that sometimes, like to their kids, create these kids that, I don't know, they just, they expect that from everybody, for everybody to just dote on them and, make sure that, all of that. It just makes you codependent, needing constant doting kind of energy. Okay. Yeah, they're talking about self-soothing being something to focus on right now, self-soothing. And shifting your energy the minute it feels down, getting some energy work done on it, or you doing energy work on it, or clearing your chakras. Like, take action immediately. If you knew Byron Katie's work, this would shift you like immediately. Within about 30 to 45 minutes, you'd feel so much better, like a huge weight has been lifted off of you. So the universe sometimes places these heavy feelings on us so that we will struggle enough that we're like, I got to do something about this. What do I do? How do I shift this? Um, and I had talked about in like maybe a couple weeks ago, encouraging you guys to make a video to, because I apparently was sensing that there was some tower moments coming. But I said to make a video encouraging yourself, telling you just what you need to do to pick yourself up again. Like, okay, do Byron Katie, go breathe, go do Qigong, go do, whatever it is. Talking to yourself, giving yourself a pep talk, like, you can do this. I believe in you. You're a wonderful person. Don't believe anything anybody's saying that's bad. All that kind of stuff. So if you'd have made that video, you'd have that to play right now, right? So maybe it's time to once you're over this hurdle, maybe it's time to write it down as you're going through it, what actually shifted you and made you feel better. And then once you're done, because sometimes we just go, we doggy paddle through it as fast as we can. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, And then we get on the other side of it and we're like so relieved to have gotten to the shore that we don't even reflect back. And that's when you're guaranteeing a lesson comes again. Because it's really important that we become more self-aware and we choose better ways of reacting to things. So you really want to reflect back. Okay, what was I so scared of? Have I addressed that? Okay, so what about that was making me this? And what made me feel better? Did I eat something? Did I go for a walk? Did I dance? What did I do? And then, like I said, you might want to make that video for yourself where you're like, okay, here's what you need to do. So you're feeling out of sorts and you're probably today. So here's what you need to do. Hama sheshe he na tai ken sa say. He ola pan sheshe he na ake. Hala ansan se pe he na an. Yeah, I think that's all that you were trying to heal is from that some kind of glomming on energy of doting. And maybe that's also affecting your relationship. Kind of like, if you loved me, you would dote on me. If you loved me, you'd pay attention to me and you would do this for me and all of that. These expectations have been placed on him. So I'm not saying that it's all your problem and that it's not him at all. I'm just saying when we find ourselves in these situations, we have to look at ourselves because we can't change anybody else. Sometimes when we shift things within us, our guard drops and everybody around us softens their hearts and solutions come. So anything else about that? Okay, I'm not Shane. Okay. I want me to pull some of these oracle cards again. Fox, outwitting. Maybe there's something you need to be clever about. And I don't like trickster kind of energy. Is she being encouraged to do trickster type energy? Yes. But it's more playful, like think outside the box, like be a trickster, like mix things up. Even I don't know, like do something that you totally wouldn't do, like put some lingerie on or something and go be looking, lay on the couch or like be watching TV or something like you normally would, but have a blanket over you so he can't tell. And then just like, and still act like no big deal, like get up and go get a glass of water or whatever, and you're walking around in lingerie and being like, what's going on right now? So I just feel like you definitely need to have more play as well. Yes, and I just got reminded of this cute little video I saw on Instagram the other day of these little foxes. And that's what I just saw as the fox. And they sounded human. They were laughing and laughing, playing with each other. But it was like one of my friends was like, that sounds totally fake. And I said, yeah, but if you actually hear what a fox sounds like, those are fox sounds. Like that is not fake. Oh my gosh, it was so cute. Okay. Don't let anyone else tell you who you are. So you be confident in who you are and don't let anyone else sway you about that. Give anonymously to those who are in difficult places you've been before. So if you've been thinking to purge some stuff, maybe that's just confirmation to do that. You're getting squeezed outside your comfort zone to spread your wings and fly. Throw your inhibitions out the window and go. So maybe it's time to get out of that situation even. Maybe that's the trickster. Maybe you need to sneak out of there. Maybe you need to go move somewhere else for a little bit and go through a separation. You're only being given one step at a time, because if you knew all that was coming, you would get overwhelmed. So please just trust us to guide you. You don't need all the answers right now. And don't take things personally with your person even. This person is only projecting. Imagine them in the mirror saying it to themselves and you'll see. So whatever he's saying to you that's hurtful, imagine him standing in front of the mirror saying that to himself, and you'll see the truth in it. We're doing all that we can to comfort and encourage you through this time. You're just so important to us, and we love you. You're being too superficial. Dig deeper to pull it up by the roots. What's really underneath it all? Because you know in your gut this isn't right. And again, with the no one's to blame, just look at the benefits and advantages. So definitely don't forget, like if I ever predict an outcome for you guys, it's based on you following through on your part and doing your homework. So, don't be expecting the great results that I'm predicting for you if you don't. Spirit, gives you those urges for a reason. I had somebody have a reading the other day, I guess, and something was brought up that she needed to do. And she was like, well, I'm already doing that. But she had already complained about that it's still happening. And then I was like, well, okay, so try this, this, and the other thing from what Spirit was telling me. And then she argued with it, saying, I'm already doing this, that, and the other thing. And I said, but obviously it's not working, right? Because you asked me about that. Like, why would you ask something like that, but not take the input, Sometimes our ego jumps in there and wants to get defensive. We got to watch that in the energies right now for sure, too. But it's like whatever answer Spirit gives, be open to it. And what is different about the input that I just gave in comparison to what you've been doing? What's the new thing in there? Because Spirit wouldn't give it to me or give it to whoever or give it to you even if there wasn't something new to be gotten from it. So what twist, work with it, work with Spirit. Try to figure out what it is that, it's not to burst your bubble and hurt your ego. That's not at all where anybody, would be coming from Spirit. They don't do that to you. They just give you the information, especially through a channeler like me. They give you the information to give you something to chew, to something to take a look at. Kind of a different perspective. Okay. 5515 is a cow. Okay. Hi, Amy. Please, can I ask the following question? Sure. What is going on with my divine in my divine masculine's world? Thank you. All right. Let's see. So what's going on in her divine masculine's world? Well, he's got a little pep to his step, it feels like. Feels like he's like whistling and skipping down the road almost, that he's actually pretty happy when it comes to thinking about you. I feel like you are I feel like he daydreams about you, and I almost feel like you're his ultimate goal, almost like every day when he thinks of you, he looks down at a rock and he's like, "Oh my gosh, this is my gift from her today, or my gift to her today." And he picks it up and he brings it home and he puts it in a vase. And every day that he's done that, he's collected like this massive vase full of rocks. And when he looks at that vase, he's just like, "Ah, I'm so in love." So his mind drifts off to you a lot through whatever he's doing, and I see him like walking to work, like going to work, but he's walking for some reason. So, and he's skipping and he's like whistling and he's just like, "Hey, everybody have a beautiful day." Like like he's very much in love with you. People might even be asking him, what's happened to you? Why is he acting this way? I think it's because he actually has some kind of a plan that he feels is going to work with you, a surprise, some kind of yeah, he's devising some kind of a plan. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you this. Should I tell her? I mean, I just saw him like getting down on one knee and kissing your hand, and he's got flowers in his other hand. So I don't know what that means. Maybe it's just a lot of appreciation. I don't know. Is he by a beach? I feel him reflecting, looking out at a beach. And if not, I guess that could be like a guided meditation that he visualizes. I don't know. Um, I just feel so much gratitude. Why aren't you talking to her right now? He goes, "Oh no, shh, 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 shh." So I think that he's up to something. What else is going on in his world? You, and you. Um, he's working on something. He's writing something. It feels like it's like he hurries through his dinner real quick so that he can get over and continue to write. And it might be about you or for you or something creative. And sometimes he works clear into the night and doesn't realize that he needs to go to bed till like 1 a.m. because he's so like inspired. Hip him, Shishinke, not Tai, hip him. Hip on Tatahina. Shishi not Tains. All right, so I feel like pulling some divine masculine cards. These are my notes from your beloved ghoster cards. The mini deck. There's a mini and a large one. Okay. Despite how anything appears, I'm faithful to you. You have and hold my heart. Definitely. Please tell me you'll treat me like an adult and not a child. It's important to me to feel respected and for you to see me with new eyes. I've matured a lot. Yeah, and there's some little squeaky meows for you. As a yes. Hey, sweetie. Yeah, it's important he wants to be seen through new eyes. He wants you to be proud of him, basically. And he wants you to know that he's matured since the last you guys interacted. Okay, so sometimes he hasn't trusted the connection because he said that that's what the holdup has been, or sometimes it's been this, but some of his friends have said things like, "Yeah, she's just trying to pull one on you," or "She's just trying to get you to this," or "She probably wants this." And I think that that's made him doubt, but he just said, no longer though, no longer am I listening to that. You are seriously, literally the answer to my prayers, my dream girl. You'll say yes if I ask. I'm so nervous because I'm seriously planning to propose or elope. Get ready. Okay. I didn't have to say it, Spirit did. I'm planning to or plan I am open to or planning on relocating to get closer to you. I'm open to compromising more than you know. Let's think outside the box and figure out a way. You're that important to me. And don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I know this must bother you, but I plan to include you in my life and take this to the next level as soon as I can. Please just trust me and give it a little bit more time. And don't worry about how your body looks. I know you think your body isn't perfect, but it's heaven to me, and I often think about and look forward to exploring it and how to pleasure you beyond what you've known. I want you so bad. Okay. Along those notes, I just felt like putting out a warning, oddly enough. So let me put something up for that, just so we can. Okay, let's do a pig. So I feel like there's a lot of energy in the air of, I mean, a lot of divine feminines are really shining bright right now, and there's all these potential suitors or all these, divine masculines coming forward, like kind of vying for her hand in a way. But amongst them could be some people who really, really like you, but you wouldn't like them back, and they know it. So I would say to those people, like, they probably aren't watching this channel, I would think, I would hope. But if you are really, 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 really like somebody, and you're pretty darn sure you haven't had any kind of reciprocation, or somebody's outright said, no, I'm not interested, or whatever the case, be healed. Just heal yourself. And that's how you make sure that it's, you don't want to, and that's also why the divine feminine sometimes you got to check yourself that you're not being like codependent, because when we're healed, we can see a good, clear decision. We know whether to go ahead and go to that person and say, yes, I'm really into you. I'm very interested and I'd like to proceed. But are you in a stable place, or are you just obsessed and you want it really bad? So check your heart, make sure that you're healed before you approach somebody like your Empress, because that is just going to cause grief for both of you. It's not going to end well. It's not going to go well if you are not coming to the table as a whole person, a complete person, willing to give of yourself. You have to be loving yourself and be completely, absolutely fine being by yourself, taking care of yourself, doing everything, totally be autonomous. And you have to have had some kind of reciprocation from the other person in terms of them being attracted to you. You have to know that they're attracted to you. There has to have been an outright flirtatious smile, or, something where that was undeniable, not just in your head, but something like, yeah, they definitely let me know that they were interested, So, yeah. And so for the feminines who have these suitors coming in also, that might be one of these people who you would have zero interest in, you would not be interested at all. They do know it, but they're going to do a Hail Mary anyway. So I guess just know that there could be a mix of people coming forward. So be nice to them. Don't snub them. Don't be a jerk. You're healed. You've been doing your healing work if you're watching my channel, so you probably won't do that. But be gentle, be kind to this person, and just tell them no. And if they don't respect it, you always have the police. Divine feminines, for that matter, too. if your masculine is telling you, I just want to be a friend, I just want to be friends, even if that he's lying to you, you have to respect his wishes. Absolutely 100%. In fact, if somebody says that to you, you just go the other direction. You're like, okay, call him on it. We're friends, then I guess we're friends, and just I would walk away and look for other possibilities, because that's like what I would consider a closed door. When somebody closes the door, another masculine will come through. Watch my video, alternate options, that's on my videos tab in my website for more information on that. So just go with the person, pick the person that matches your vibration best, that's willing to level up like you've been doing, that brings something to the table for you, that offers you more stability, more protection, more of what you already are. They're going to allow you to continue to be the beautiful light that you are, but they're also kind of like spotting you, like they're your bodyguard, or they're like your, like, don't mess with her, doing this kind of thing, and totally like supportive of you behind the scenes. Like, what do you want to talk about? I'm all ears. I'm not going to get that defensive. I'm not going to get, I'm just going to hear you and hold you. That's what I'm here for, be your pillar, a pillar of light for the light, and somebody kind. So if some of you might need to watch some videos on narcissistic personality disorder, and just keep a lookout for some of the red flags on that. Some of the divine masculines that are going to come forward are kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out of addictions. But make sure that your masculine is completely 100% committed to making that change. Because you just, when you're dealing with addictions, you that's just not reality. Then somebody's not wanting to live in reality in a way, because they have a tainted view of life from a clouded lens. So, and somebody who wouldn't be willing to sacrifice those things to have a healthy lifestyle with you isn't somebody that you can rely on to be faithful to you either, and isn't somebody who you could rely on to actually be there for you and have your back. Because you never know if you're going to even need them, and they're going to be drunk on the couch, or they're going to be high doing this. And so just, you don't have to settle. You don't have to settle. It's much easier or better for you to be by yourself and stay single than it is to be with somebody who brings your vibration down and makes you feel even more worry than you did before. Evaluate how you feel right now being by yourself. And then when this person comes into the situation, does it add to it and make it even better than what it was? Or does it take you down and it becomes a stress, and it becomes somebody you have to kind of baby, and I have to do this for him now, and I have to do that now I'm, cooking for the both of us, and he never contributes. And, then that becomes like a weight on you, and a weight and a weight and a weight. And it's like, look, so you don't want to get yourself in that kind of situation. So I'm not saying like, no, I mean, you also don't want to be the other way, to where it's like, I am set in my ways and I'm never going to change it, and this is the way that I like my life, and somebody better do as I want them to, or I'm not going to even consider them. You don't want to have an attitude either. Just be totally open mind, open heart, listen to what they have to say, take it all into consideration, and see how you feel with him. Are you comfortable? There's an essence to people who can be trusted, and you're going to feel put at ease in their presence. So be on the lookout, like be paying attention to yourself intuitively when you're interacting with the person. How do they make you feel? Also, so cool. What else? Where did my sheet go? Here it is. Exactly. 5517. 5517, and this is the last one. Of course. Of course, of course. You guys remember when I sang that Mr. Ed song? That was a long time ago. Some of you have been with me a really, really long time. I love hearing stories you guys share with me. Remember when you did that video where da 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 da? Okay. Hi, Amy and the collective. I hope everyone is well and ready for February. Early 2022, my boss promoted me. Congratulations. She said the position would be a work in progress, and she wanted me to focus on several things. Over the last year, I went from a location and region level in the company to pretty much a national one. I've been doing some of the most varieties of tasks. She again just promoted to VP of operations. She again just promoted to VP. She promoted you to VP of operations and part of the acquisition team. I am one of 6 employees currently reporting to her, over 1,000 in the company. She just told me this last week she wants to now define my role, be part of her team, and give me direction so I'm not spread too thin all over the place due to the variety of tasks given to me previously. I'm wondering, is this role she is going to offer me, is this opportunity good for me? What should I watch out for? And will it come with a pay increase? Thank you so much. Okay. Spirit, can you tell me about this new position? I get a yes on it being good. Yes, pay raise. Yes, simpler. Not as many tasks all over the place. I feel like she's going to take those 6 people or whatever she's going to be doing. She's going to be like, you focus on this, you focus on that, you focus on this, and you focus on that. So, and then going to have you guys meet and compare notes on a regular basis. I asked if it's going to bring you great joy to do this. I get a yes. Flexibility, yes. Being able to travel, yes. Part of her divine plan, yes. I even got that your masculine will come. So maybe he's going to travel with you, or maybe he's going to come to your location rather than you going to his. No, I think it means that he might travel with you. He might be getting a job that enables him to travel with you. Like he can work remotely or something. That's interesting. He needs to think outside the box. When or if you talk to him again. Apparently, I mean, it's still out in the energy because it just popped up. So definitely a big level up. Don't be intimidated, they said. I even feel you being able to travel business class or first class or something, however you've been traveling, you might get upgraded traveling. Because I feel like you're going to get to go to the room where there's all the spreads all over, and you can pick and choose what you want to eat and drink while you're waiting for your flight and stuff. You don't have to wait out with the little people or whatever, you know. Oh, brother. But yeah, it'll be an upgrade, you know. Oh, it's possible they could, I don't know, they're probably already paying for hotels and stuff for you to travel, but they might even get you an apartment or something. Maybe that is going to be the raise. So you're going to feel spoiled. You're going to feel really spoiled. Hapama ashishing. So good for you. That's amazing. Hana tai tainke he puma ashishing. Oh, I'm going to, oops, not those ones. Where are the other ones? Thank you. Okay. The Hierophant, traditional teachings. So stick to what I feel with this is that you need to stick to what you've been taught and what you've been told about being staying present in the moment. Your teachings, your spiritual teachings, keep that going because that's part of what's making you so successful is your practices, whether you're meditating or doing qigong or whatever you're doing, like keep that up. Two of Swords means you're about to make a major decision. And look, she's wearing like business clothes. A difficult decision. So what's going to be difficult about it? It may take you away from your masculine, possibly. Would she meet somebody new? Could she meet someone new? Yes. Strength. You're going to need the strength to do it. They're saying unquestioned confidence. So just be totally confident and run. Do it. Go for it. Yeah. Wow. Wheel of Fortune, like never looking back from this moment on, like it's going to be like a dramatic change for you for the better. Lucky twist of fate. And look, I was talking about a door opening earlier, remember? Oh, it was about lack. Could you please allow me to pay him? Get him, like, stop his blockage on lack? And then the door opened. Wow. Temperance, which is usually something that's divinely guided. Patient balance. So just keep yourself balanced as you go along. Don't get whipped up by the opportunity being too much, you know? Wow. Ace of Coins, new abundance. Wow. The divine feminines are definitely coming into prosperous times coming up here. Okay. Accelerating quickly. 8 of Wands. Holy cow. So they're definitely saying go for it. Definitely go for it. All right. So let's do the general blissing, as long as it's within everybody's highest good and according to their own free will this energy be amplified of whatever you're thinking of or wishing or hoping for right now. So just relax, drop your shoulders. Make sure you do that throughout your day several times. Take a nice deep breath a few times and then continue your day. Breathing deep makes you smarter, makes you clearer, gets rid of anxiety, helps you make better decisions. So try more deep breathing. Hama shashe na tain san sepi la kudon tatai. Hashishi he la poha make. Sasishi na tai ke pum hama shena. Tete san sese la ke. Shenche na tai ke. Hama ma anate na dai. Hashishi enke ins. Hala hama na etan. Hashishin ke he la sanse. Okay, beautiful. Now I want to depart with a spirit animal. What spirit animal is helping everybody right now? Dolphins, play. Make sure you take time to play and take things lightly. Swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom and go with the flow. And you will be led, they just said. Okay. Have yourselves a beautiful day and weekend. And I'll talk to you guys next week. Oh, and remember, I record these Monday mornings, so please get your questions to me by Sunday in US. Okay, bye.